Hi people and hello my chilling concardage crew, it's Chili here, the man who produces Iron for My Eyes, doing a 5-minute review on Bon Jovi's newest album, Forever. You know, I owe a lot to Bon Jovi and I'm sure a lot of people watching this video will feel the same way about his music. But my Bon Jovi experience dates back to his second age breakthrough with It's My Life, and not his powerhouse efforts from the 80s era music. I've heard many music fans talking about being born and raised on Bon Jovi, and they seem to be all very inspiring. And even though mine is slightly different and only impacted by one song, it was a massive inspiration for what would become my taste in music. Fans of the channel could be forgiven for not understanding this musician's influence on my musical taste up until now. But when those big crushing riffs played through my speaker for the first time, something changed inside of me and I stepped away from those NSYNC CDs and wanted something that was different, rather something that was in the realms of rock music. So I felt it was an obligation that I had to go and check out Bon Jovi's latest album, considering of course that I have this channel. So let's get into this. Look at us, blood on blood, Saint Today. For this 16th album, we get the band's unique sense of optimism that is present on certain tracks, as is on the past efforts, but these type of lyrics pale considering the other tone found on this record. A more reflective tone found on tracks like On Here, but maybe it's me at the end of the day. But I thought tracks like Living Proof or Wrote You a Song certainly felt a bit dim or glum in the lyrical department, despite the music played on these tunes. While Legendary is certainly a great start to the album, it doesn't exactly reflect what is on here, and maybe that is an aspect of the record that Bon Jovi does well, in regards to shifting the style to produce something unexpected. Even the song First Guitar feels like Bon Jovi is trying his hand at a Bruce Springsteen style, and it isn't a bad tune if I'm being honest, but there is something lacking on the record, and that is of course any standout tracks or rock anthems, which are just not present here. And that might be because this is a different type of record to what we would expect from him in the past. It's not a bad album per se, but it feels like a largely unremarkable affair with little songs veering outside the safety of the path that is a semi-acoustic quasi-adult contemporary rock genres. And despite finding myself tapping my feet to the beat of some of these songs on here, which undoubtedly have an underlying and infectious groove within, I couldn't recall any efforts after finishing the record. I'm sure that the old fans might be quick to point out that since Richie Sambora left the band, it hasn't been the same since, but that's a comment I feel that is clutching at straws. Let's face the music here and admit the band hasn't been the same because time marches on, and once large driving forces that was Bon Jovi has been largely irrelevant since Have a Nice Day. But that's mainly due to the shift in music and a generational divide. All musicians have their time in the sun, and to cross into a younger generation with new music is a true accomplishment very few have achieved, but Bon Jovi are perhaps one of the few who have. It's just that this transition has not been felt for a third time, and the music on offer is neither meant to win over new fans or relive their glory days, but rather to scratch a creative itch. At least we will always have his past music, and for me, I'll be satiated with a mere best of mix these days. Overall, I would give this album a score of 3.5 million chilies on the spicy scale, with my favourite tracks being Living Proof and Waves. Look, I didn't really care for this album, but then again, I don't really care for Bon Jovi these days either. I've grown out of that era and that band, and the score I've given reflects merely my fondness for the album or desire to return to it, which is none. I can acknowledge that this is a decent album that moves him on to a new chapter of his career, but I think that many diehard fans are going to find a little solace in this newest effort. Maybe they'll enjoy it, but I don't think they're really going to be fond of what is on offer. If you've enjoyed this content, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe to us, and stay notified for future music related content because it keeps our manager happy at the end of the day. We are also on Discord, Instagram, Facebook, and all those other social platforms if you want to check us out. As always, people, you have a great day and stay spicy.